Life Unrehearsed, brought to you by Leanna Senior Transition Support, specialists in downsizing and seniors residences.
Hello there and welcome back to Life Unrehearsed. I'm Corey Sirota along with my co-host Matt Del Vecchio, and we are celebrating our veterans as we approach Remembrance Day in just a couple more days. We are very honored to welcome Mr. Wolf Solkin to our show today. Mr. Solkin served in the Second World War. He's now 97 years old, and he joins us by phone from St. Anne Hospital, the residence. Mr. Solkin, welcome to Life Unrehearsed.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be with you.
So I guess I'm going to start off going right back to where you started. Can you tell me about your military service?
Well, excuse me. Very briefly, I joined the Army at the age of 19 in my senior year at McGill University. In fact, I even graduated with my robe over my uniform. I ended up, after much training, as an artillery officer, sent to England, suffered severe injury in a major training accident, eventually transferred to the infantry, was assigned to the Algonquin Regiment, and fought with them in Holland and Germany.
Amazing, just amazing just to hear that, Mr. Solkin. Just that history, and we don't very often. There are so many people that we can talk to that could reminisce about times or their thoughts about this time. However, 97 years old, and in off-air, Corey, I have to say, he corrected me, Mr. Solkin, is actually 97 and a half years old, which I really appreciated. And so it would be great to hear from you, Mr. Solkin. What does Remembrance Day mean to you?
Remembrance Day to me, it's a misnomer. It should be every day of the year, not just one day of the year. To me, it means remembering the men I served with and who no longer exist, who died overseas in action, those who came home and died through the disease of old age, of which I'm suffering myself at the moment.
You sound pretty good to me. That's Mr. Wolf Solkin. He served in the Second World War. He's now 97 years old, and we are so grateful to have you on the line with us. What I'd also like to ask you, you are so articulate in helping us understand, what could you share with our listeners on behalf of what message veterans for our community to understand?
What veterans need is to be remembered when they're still alive every day by not just their friends and their family, but by the community and especially by the government. They need more care, more respect, more attention, more participation. The government is very unhesitating when it comes to recruiting soldiers, but it's much more rapid in its dismissals once they are no longer fit for battle.
I think you're
Veterans need themselves. They need each other. They need to stop creating themselves into various interest groups. They need an overall sense of unity.
And you have served in your post war life and as a veteran for so many, many years and decades, supporting all those veterans. And God bless you for what you do in keeping them front and center. And we're talking with Mr. Wolf Solkin, 97 years old, and really gracing us with some of his words of advice. And, you know, it's amazing to listen to you. I've had the opportunity to talk to you several times, Mr. Solkin. You are still incredibly sharp and a true gentleman. I have to say, Corey, we email back and forth in the last couple of weeks, and he's still
Good
very
for you.
technologically sound. And in his email, he's saying, Matt, I am personally very grateful just to be invited onto your show, just to show you his character. In about 30 seconds or less, Mr. Solkin, as we're running out of time, you know, you are an inspiration to many. You certainly have lived a life of longevity. What's your secret to longevity? We'd love to hear.
Family. I've got one wonderful wife. I had 5. I now only have 4 left. Children. I've got 14 grandchildren. And recently I just got my very first great-grandchild.
Oh, congratulations.
Family and friends. That's what keeps you alive, and a purpose in living, a reason to get up and do something, not just tune on the tube.
You know, you are an avid reader. I know you love your music, Baroque music, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, you are.
And you know, we want to thank you, Mr. Solkin. We all owe you a debt of gratitude. And please, everyone, get a copy and support our veterans. Thank you very much, Mr. Solkin.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you.
And God bless every veteran in Canada.
Amen to that. Now, what a man, what a man. Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Solkin. Okay, coming up on Life Unrehearsed, we are completely switching gears. Meet the woman who led a double life, mom by day and exotic dancer by night.